EGS and emotional well-being, emotional health. Secrets to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about this today. We're focusing on emotional health and well-being as part of the life framework that I'm sharing this year, both on Supersize Your Business and our Be a Better You annual challenge. And of course, emotional is one of the areas and aspects of our life, which includes our businesses, that we need to pay attention to in order to grow and build and supersize and create the business and the life that we want. Because why are we creating a business if it is not to create the life that we want? And I always add, make the world a better place. If we're not creating and adding value to the world, what is the point? Of course, that is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but that's where I stand on that. So what the heck is an EGS? What does EGS stand for? And how can we use it to grow and build and supersize our business? Well, I hope that at this point in the month and in the discussion, you've understood that emotional well-being, emotional health is one of those areas, especially in our businesses, that gets ignored and gets overlooked if paid attention to at all. We pretend that it doesn't exist, which is detrimental not only to us as leaders, but everyone in our organization, because we are first and foremost, talked about that, emotional beings. We feel things first, and then we turn them into something, and we decide what it means to us. Now, EGS stands for Emotional Guidance System. I learned this from Esther and Jerry Hicks. Esther is a medium who channels, and I know this is really woo-woo for business sites, but she channels a group of entities called Abraham, whatever. It's a group of collective consciousnesses that advise and speak through her as a channel. And that's where I first learned about this. So it's been probably 2 decades that I've known about the emotional guidance system, and I've used it as a tool to help me in my personal life, to help me in my professional life, to help me raise my kids, my grandkids, etc. So I recommend today, if you've never heard of it or you don't know what it is and you don't use it as a tool, that you Google it or whatever search engine you like. Look it up today and print yourself out a copy of it. I just printed a little list of 12. I've seen it as 14 levels. But what it is it's how our different emotions, what frequency they are, energetic frequency, right? Everything is energy. What they are from a highest frequency to a lowest frequency. Now, highest frequency is in alignment with the universe, right? Lowest frequency is in alignment with part of the universe, but not necessarily the part of the universe we want to be a part of. Lower frequencies are what I consider more negative, bad. I hate to say bad or good, because all of our emotions, whatever we feel, and we feel all of these. I guarantee I felt all of the bad emotions, just like all of the good emotions at some point in my life. And what I've done and what I did just recently as part of the SOAP framework was to eliminate or to redefine frustration for me. And why? Because it's number 10 on the list. It's way down low. It's very low frequency, which is not in alignment with who I am and who I want to be and how I want to show up in the world. And we can do that. We'll talk tomorrow about how do we use this emotional guidance system to create the business that we want, to supersize and grow our business and help other people in our organization to do the same. Because the truth is, if I am creating from appreciation, joy, excitement, empowerment, encouragement, I am creating something that is much more in alignment with who I am and how I want my business to show up in the world than if I'm creating out of doubt, worry, fear, competition, jealousy, anger, revenge, etc. Right? So I'm going to just quickly read the 12 levels, but I really encourage you to look it up, print it out, hang it by your desk, at least for tomorrow, so that we can talk through it tomorrow and how to use it, and then decide if it's a tool you want to use or not and share with other people. Now, I used to be reluctant to share it because it came from a kind of woo-woo spot, but guess what? That's where everything comes from. We like to think that our ideas are just our ideas, but they're not. They come from a higher consciousness, and we can agree with that or not. We can believe that or not. It's like The Secret. I remember when the movie The Secret was out, and there was so much drama and trauma around it, probably because there was nothing else going on in the news cycle, that people are like, I don't believe in the law of attraction. I do believe in the law of attraction. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. It's a universal law. Whether you believe it or not, it impacts you. So why not figure out how you can use it to your advantage versus going against universal laws? Because guess what? Whenever you go against universal laws, it's like going against gravity. If you jump out of a building, you're going to splat on the ground. If you go against universal laws, and I think there's 12 to 14 of them, you can do that, but you're not going to win because the universe always wins. So, what are these 12 levels? Number 1, the highest frequency is joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. 2nd is passion. 3rd is enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. I would add excitement. 4 is positive expectations and belief. I firmly believe we get what we expect out of life. Number 5, optimism. 6 is hopefulness. 7, contentment. And then this is where this list switches. And like I said, there's lots of lists out there. I personally like the one from Esther Hicks, but you can pick whichever one you want. 8 is boredom. 9 is pessimism. 10 is frustration, irritation, impatience. Anybody ever felt any of those things? 11 is overwhelm. And 12 is all the other low frequency emotions: disappointment, doubt, worry, blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, hatred, jealousy, insecurity, fear, guilt, and unworthiness. So guess what? If you're negative self-talking and feeling like you're not worth it or you're not good enough, that is as negative and low a vibration that you can feel. So do you ever want people in your organization feeling that way? No, because people do not create out of unworthiness, doubt, worry, fear, hatred, jealousy. They create out of excitement, enthusiasm, higher vibrations. So that's the topic today. EGS, Emotional Guidance System. Print one out, look at it, and then tomorrow we're going to talk about step by step, how do you use that, and then how do you incorporate it in your day-to-day life, and how do you use it to coach and encourage people in your organization, because that's your job as the leader of a business and an organization that you want to grow and build and supersize, is to be the example of what else is possible. All right, any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, see you tomorrow.